This time last year I did a video as the election was coming up. Two Labour representatives turned up on my doorstep who basically weren't prepared to listen to what I had to say. And here we are again, a year on, and same old crap, pant loads of it. This year the Labour people haven't knocked on my door. In fact, we had a pamphlet through the door saying, sorry we missed you, you were out, while I was standing looking through the window at the woman who come round to speak to people. Go figure it. But obviously politicians don't deal in common sense. Politicians deal in ego. It's not actually about change. It's about getting themselves a promotion, if you see what I mean. On my video last year, I said we won't ever see change until we change. And I hold by that and always will. But apparently, only by voting for Jane Hunt can we achieve the change we need. A year on and the same exact thing is happening in politics. And our world is still shit because we haven't done anything. Now, I did have one politician chap who obviously wasn't aware what was behind my door. It was from the UKIP. So this chap turned up, lovely old stick, got cricketing jumper on, straw hat, you know, a real proper to-do chap sort of thing. Because he said, are you going to vote? And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, but every vote counts. Right, all this bunkum that they're paid to say, that they think is true. It's utter bullshit, but they think it's true. So I can't really diss him for it. He said, well, don't you care about immigration? I said, well, yes, I do. And his eyes lit up. It's not fair that people have to come to our country. Not fair on us, it's not fair on them. So I said to him, like, how can you be campaigning to get people out of England when it's our fault they have to come here anyway because we're bombing their country? And then we came to the crux of the matter, because I asked him why we are at war with Afghanistan, and he said, well, I don't really know. Now, several weeks ago, I had two Jehovah's Witnesses turn up on my doorstep, and I asked them the same question. Do you know why we're at war with Afghanistan? No, I don't. Every single person that I have asked why we're at war with Afghanistan cannot answer that question. This week, they've apparently killed again Osama bin Laden. Now, I heard that he died years ago. This man supposedly lived in a house. A house. Not underground. They found Saddam in a hole. But Osama was apparently living in a house and they couldn't find him. But the fact is that war will carry on going. People will still get killed. It is sod all to do with Osama bin Laden, why we're at war. We're at war because we greedy white man. And we are bred to be that greedy white man from the age of 4 and to not see anything wrong with it. We should not be at war. It doesn't get addressed anywhere. Immigration gets addressed. Fighting for our hospitals gets addressed. Never does anything, because we won't have a decent national health service or anything while we are spending the majority of our money on killing people in Afghanistan. We just allow it to happen because it's glamorised on TV, it's taught to us at school that war is okay and that war is normal. But these people devised war to protect themselves and to rape and pillage. Changing this world is so ridiculously simple. It's the focusing on it that's the hard thing. It's too much trouble. We're not allowed. It's bred into us through the curriculum. You can't question. You have to know what everybody else knows or you will fail. You have to be identical or you will fail. Yes, sir! You know, I've said about common phrases, watchwords, that basically reinforce things that they planted in our head when we were ever so tiny, right? that we just believe them. You hear it, you believe it. The Queen's just a figurehead is one of them. Freemasons, we have opened our doors to the world. Absolutely hilarious, but that's a different story. You'll hear the Queen is just a figurehead. The Queen is just a figurehead. It's not the Queen's fault. Don't blame the Queen. If the Queen is just a figurehead, let's put forth a suggestion where all our money is not spent on war and we actually work on our own country and put the money into bettering everybody's world rather than killing it. Who has ever put forth that suggestion? Nobody, because we can't. It is basic logic, but you've got to get through so much of that stuff that they've built up in your head. That is all we have to do, is just realise that they are not on our side. And just say, rather than sticking it all up there in your hands, why don't we all have a say? And that doesn't mean voting for one person to use your voice. Because as politicians prove every single day, they don't speak our voice. They don't ask for what we need. They don't say, well, hold on a minute. We're spending millions on war and these people can't afford to eat. Why don't we not do that and they won't be so brassic? It's common sense, but it's never ever used because we're run by the bad guys. We will see change. More of us are going to wake up the more ridiculous they treat us. But obviously, you've got the flag, you've got the cross. They are tremendously well protected by their symbols. But they can't keep the lid on the truth forever. All I'm saying is give peace a chance. It is a hell of a lot less expensive, if nothing else.